Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, traders. Steve here at Logic FX Trading, and welcome to our trading room summary on Friday, the 17th of April 2020. Sorry, guys, I forgot to do this yesterday, but not to worry. Today, we're starting with the China A50, and it has made a nice little move up off the back of our old friend Trumpy saying that he's looking to reopen the US economy. Possibly he's a little bit too soon, folks, but nonetheless, the market's run on sentiment. But do not forget that there's a potential for a lot of downside to these still, guys. It may just be a correction at some point, and it may be, hey, wow, the world economy is in recession, which it is, but for some reason the markets are continuing to go up. But all we can do is look at what it's doing and try and predict what they're going to do next. So that's the China 50. Nikkei, it's also moved up last night. The Aussies moved up last night. The German move is moving up at the moment. The French is moving up at the moment. The UK is moving up at the moment. The Nasdaq just didn't even take a breather. It's just kept going. And the S&P will open up today, and the Dow Jones will open up today. But I maintain this idea, guys. There's an awful lot of people out there saying that this thing isn't over. Yes, we're moving up and up and up, but there will at least be a half decent pullback. You should know that from trading. And that pullback could end up being a bearish run. And there's many reasons why that could happen. First of all, this thing could last a lot longer than what it is. Secondly, whenever we come out of it, the companies may realize that, hold on a minute, we're not going to re-employ that 20 million people that's been laid off in the US, 22 million at the minute, claiming unemployment benefit. We're not going to rehire them because the order books aren't there. So it may well take a long time to get going. If there's any permanent damage, you could see it falling again if we go into what is known as a bear market. So I'm just being very wary, and I'm not trading these stock markets at the moment, guys. If I see a pullback at some point and it looks to me like it's going to start going long again, then I'll suggest, hey, trade these long. But at the moment, they're still looking a wee bit iffy, and I would suggest if you get into them that you get out again pretty quickly if you've made a bit of profit. Other than that, you got to put a stop to zero, guys, and hope that they just keep going up. And in a long time, you'll have made quite a bit of money. But as you know, with trading, it's more a case of get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out. As far as the dollar's concerned, we did call this back up. That line there is the previous high from way over there. Just take that out of the way. I'm not saying I don't see the dollar coming down here, and certainly don't see it going down there anytime soon. Nor do I see it necessarily getting up there. I suspect the dollar will float around here. It may even do what it was doing previous, guys, which is going up, but in a very haphazard way. You could see it climbing along those lines, guys, which would then turn out to be something like this. Gets up there, comes back down, gets up, comes back down, gets up, and over a period of time you could well see it climbing, and it may even reach those previous highs. But that would only happen because Europe is having a disaster. Well, the Eurozone, should I say. But so far it's going up. I would for next week, I would see more upside to it, unless something happens over the weekend, guys. Then you can plug that information into all the majors. Obviously that means that the euro dollar is going to continue to go down. Sorry, this was something else we were talking about yesterday. We were aware of the potential double bottom there. I think it'll push on down through there a little bit. Maybe even come into there, folks. and then a bounce off there. And it might end up doing something like this, the opposite of what the dollar index is doing, guys. It could end up doing something like that. The pound, well, I'm still long in the pound, guys, because it dropped so far, and because I was long on it from up there. Well, calling it long from up there before the coronavirus disaster. So I still think it's undervalued. If the dollar continues to push up next week, we may see a pullback, but at some point, as the dollar relinquishes that push up, I could see the pound making further progress, guys. The Aussie's looking good at the minute, guys, because first of all, coronavirus hasn't affected them anywhere near as badly as it's affected European countries or the United States. And also China's starting return to work, so the Aussie's getting a good boost off that. We did say that would happen, but at this juncture I wouldn't want to try and trade it up there. Let's see if the dollar continues up. Maybe we get a nice little zigzag and then we trade it up. In New Zealand it'll be something similar, maybe a bit more downside to this, into that sort of area, and then look for it to go up. The CAD's a little bit of an unknown at the minute, guys. The oil price is dropping as we speak, so I suggest that this will continue to push up. I don't know if it'll get back up to there, guys. Certainly maybe into there, maybe a little bit higher before it comes off. Swedish krona, same thing. I've put a range in there, guys. I don't know if it's going to stick to it or not, but it'll be interesting to see if it does. Let's just move on. Oh, South African Rand was the other one I called long from down here, and it's gone up in 3 spikes. It's pulling back at the minute, but ultimately I think it will come to there and it will break. But whether it does it in a straight run or whether it comes off it again before it gets there, I don't know, but certainly I would have a target for up there. Oil has broken its $20 mark, guys, and it's continuing down. It's coming off at the minute. Now it came off there, Is this, is that it? We don't know. What I've been saying is, the worst it's been in the last 30 years or whatever it is, it would be $10. At that stage, just the shutdown of the industry would automatically shut the supply, guys, and therefore it would automatically start to come up. So if it does get down into this sort of zone here, I'd be looking for it to break that line and start to climb back up. Whether it's going to do it here or not, I don't know, so I wouldn't be trying to pick the bottom. But if it comes off and starts to come up, maybe breaks that, then clearly would start to look. This is pretty zoomed in, by the way, guys. If we try and include the big drop, these moves are very small. And obviously then off the back of that, I was expecting CAD to go short off the back of that. It hasn't reacted too badly at the moment. CAD yen, we had a move up on it yesterday, which I caught a piece of on against the yen and against the Swiss. I caught both of those, just small trades, guys. That's all I'm doing at the moment because everything's so uncertain. I mean, things are always uncertain, but they're particularly uncertain at the moment. I caught that little piece up there. By the way, that was the New Zealand yen. Just made the exact same move as the CAD yen. Interesting. Can't say anything more than that, folks. I'm just wondering, if you look at how it's been moving over here, with very sharp pullbacks and sharp pushes up, I'm just wondering if this is just a sharp pullback before it goes again. I'm hoping it is, because I'm in a trade for long from here. Small trade yet again, guys, with a big stop loss. And then New Zealand yen, we'll just look at it as well. You see that same little configuration there? Because initially I thought it was something to do with the CAD, that movement. But when you see exactly the same movement on another pair, then it's not the CAD or the New Zealand that's causing that. That's the yen that's causing that. So that's a movement on the yen. So for me, that's a bit of a positive sign, because if the yen's weakening, even if the CAD is weakening, or the let's say for the CAD, even if the CAD was weakening due to the oil going down, if the yen was weakening at a greater rate, this would still go up, obviously. If you think of a vector, guys, if that's the strength that the yen's weakening at, really should drop the other way. If that's the strength that the yen's weakening at, and that's the strength that the CAD's weakening at, then obviously the chart's going to move that way, that amount. I hope you understand that. I don't know why I'm teaching in this. I'm not supposed to be teaching here. New Zealand yen. Yep, I would say the same thing. I'm looking for a long on this, guys. New Zealand CAD. I think ultimately it'll go long, but we'll wait for the oil price, because it could continue to just drop until the oil price starts to come, and then we'll see the CAD strengthening up. And then CAD Swiss, same thing we got there as well, guys. That's what initially made me think it was on the CAD. But maybe it was because the stock markets were going long, so that's risk on, and therefore the yen and the Swiss were coming off because they're safe havens. So it may be something like that. So if the stock markets continue to go long, this may continue to go on up, folks. Okay, that's it for this week, guys. I'll speak to you all again on Monday. Bye for now.